Good morning, Saturday morning, and it's Card Sketch Saturday, and we're on card sketch number 62. Hi, I'm Diane Evans from stampinwithdiane.com. I'm an independent Canadian Stampin' Up Demonstrator. So every Saturday on my Facebook page, at 10 o'clock Pacific Daylight Time, I go and I post a card sketch. So we are on card sketch number 62. So I've been doing this approximately almost as soon as the pandemic broke out here in Canada. So I like to provide different inspirations and different things to help everybody kind of get into their own creativity. And by doing a card sketch, I also, for anyone that lives in Canada, because of the different guidelines and everything else that goes with Stampin' Up, I can only give those prizes out to Canadians. So, but anyone that posts on my group, and they post into a gallery or into an album, and go card sketch, hashtag card sketch, whatever number it is, they're entered into a draw. So today is the last day to enter into the draw for the month of June. So hopefully, good morning, Lorraine. You haven't had enough stamping yet? My goodness, you and I were both on watching at 1 o'clock this morning. That's unbelievable. Kind of what we're talking about is I am doing a hand pen stamp camp with a bunch of demonstrators from all around the world. And so we've been going live every 2 hours or so since 3 o'clock yesterday, I think it was. So in any event, so I have, like I say, another sketch challenge that I have here. And we are going to be using, and what is the stamp set that we're going to be using is Bloom Where You're Planted Suite. It's a beautiful suite, and I think that it warrants a really serious look at. It's one of those ones that it snuck up on me. Much a lot of those that sneak up on me. So in any event, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch my camera down and I'll get going on my card sketch. I haven't posted this to schedule to post later on, but I will make sure I do that. So don't forget, it is the last one. So, you know what? and I thought it was good to support Helen as well. I don't know if she has that many that are over in the UK. She had a whole pile the time before, but anyways, it's fun. Helen's such a sweet lady. I love to be able to support her and everything else. And hey, you can't get over that accent, right? That accent is amazing, right? So this is the card sketch for today. And it's basically a very simple card sketch. I've gone in, I've done some embossing with my particular card, but like I say, I'm using the Bloom Where You're Planted suite. So that is the one that you can find on page 80 and 81 of the annual catalog. And the designer series paper is something that I really, really think that you don't really know what it's like until you've actually seen it. So, and I don't have my printed up copy of that, but here are the stamps and the dies that go along with it. I've made some. This is actually going to be our Your Creativity Awaits card class that is in the month of August, I believe, is what we're going to do. So I want to show you too, on one of the pieces of designer series paper, they have all these things, and I went and I fussy cut these out. So we're going to actually use one of these pieces on the card today, just because we can, right? So, and I'm not sure which one I'm going to use. It's one of these bigger ones, so I'll just bring them out and we will see which one looks the best on there. So let me just get started with that. Okay, so I have the card base. It's a regular card base. It's 5.5 by 8.5, and I've done mine in cinnamon cider. And I see I forgot to score this, so I'm just going to bring in my scoreboard. And it is this is, like I say, 5.5 by 8.5, and I'm going to score it at 4 1/4. and then we'll just go on here. All right, so we're just going to fold that in, and I'm going to use my bone folder to do that. Now, the second layer, or on this one, it does state as the first layer because I use the card base as the regular layer. This is Evening Evergreen, and it's been run through with the macrame 3D embossing folder. So that is 4 by 5 1/4. Oh dear. Whoops. Oops. All right, so I'm just going to actually just go and put this on. This is an embossing folder, so you want to make sure that it's on really good onto your cardstock. And it's a 3D embossing folder, so it's best to use the liquid glue on that particular one. So I'm just going to layer that down. Now, I just love this Evening Evergreen with the cinnamon cider. I find it's rich. It's very, very rich colors. Hello, Barbara. Okay, so then what we have here with these other particular sizes that we've got this piece of Designer Series paper, and it is cut at, you know what? I don't think I wrote that down. This is cut at 1 1/4. Oh my goodness, 1 1/2 actually by 5 1/4. So I'm going to have to actually go and monitor or modify this particular sketch. So this is 1 1/4 by 5 1/4. And because, like I say, I am putting it onto the embossing folder, I want to make sure that it's going to stick where it's sticking. So I'm just going to go ahead and lay that down on this side. Hello, Debbie. And it's just going to go like that. Like I say, I think I messed that up. That doesn't surprise me. When I did it as early as I did it this morning, and I've been on that other hand pen suite class for the last, since 3 o'clock yesterday. So, but anyways, we have this other beautiful Designer Series paper from there. So I'm going to actually put that up there, and I'm going to use the glue again, just because it has to adhere to this embossing folder. Yeah, these colors are absolutely gorgeous together. And of course, like I say, this Designer Series paper almost tells you what colors that you should be putting together, right? But this is so pretty with all the philodendrons, and this is how I am best with my houseplants. I used to be a real big houseplant person, but I don't know. Lately, nothing seems to grow very well. So I'm going to use my Evening Evergreen, and I have a strip that I'm going to use for my sentiment. And the sentiment is supposed to be like a 1/2 inch by 2 1/2. I'm going to come and cut this particular one off at 2 1/2. However, what I want to do is I'm going to leave it. This is at 3/4, and I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with this particular stamp that I'm going to use on it. I'm coming in with my paper piercing mat, and I have the words, and these words are in this stamp set. It's a little note with the biggest thanks, but I want a card that just says a little note. So I'm just going to go ahead and ink that part up, and I should have a scrap piece of paper underneath this, and I don't. So I'm just going to come in with this, and I am just going to go with this and put, let's see, I want it to go here. And it's just going to go like that. And then what I'm going to do is I have this tag, and this tag happens to be, it's 2 inches by 3 7/8, and this is cut from the tailored tags. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this here. Now I could probably trim that down a little bit. I think that would look a little bit better if it was trimmed down. And I should probably use my trimmer for this, because if I cut it, it's going to be crooked. I know me. So let me just go in like this. And let's just cut this part just a little bit here. Move that out of the way. And then, like I say, I'm going to put this onto this just like that, and it's going to show like as a little note. So let me come in, and again, I'm using my glue. I'm shocked at myself for using my glue as often as I do lately. So let's just put that just like this. So it just shows you that you can alter your the sentiments as well. You don't have to use exactly what it states on there that you have to use. All right, so then I'm going to actually put this like this. You know what would have been better is having a little note on that side, wouldn't it? Well, there's nothing wrong with changing it, right? Oh my goodness, unbelievable how you can just change that just like that, right? So on the sketch, it's going to show it on that side. I've just changed it around just because of my designer series paper. It's going to show up better there. Okay, so now I'm going to also want to pop this up with dimensionals, but I think, like I say, I think I want to run something through here. So I'm going to use this beautiful, it's the Evening Evergreen Chevron ribbon, and I'm just going to put it through this tailored tag top part here. And there's a right and a wrong way to this. And I'm going to also come in, I want to turn that around and get it the right way. There we go. And then we also have these essential baker's twine colors, and I'm going to come in with my, I think this is very vanilla, and I'm actually going to just tie this on here. So that's, I'm just tying it in a knot, and then I'll trim it in a bit. There we go. Just like so, and tie it. There we go. And then I'll come in with my ribbon scissors. And I think we'll cut this one about there. Let's just trim that off. Might have to trim it off just a little bit more. All right, so like I say, I did kind of change that a little bit. So let's go and pop that up with our dimensionals. Now I haven't even decorated the inside of this card. So I'm going to also pop this part up over here. Remember, when you go to make your own sketch, try not to use the same designer series paper, because the whole purpose of me doing this is I want you to learn and to get creating on your own, right? So it's best that you use a different type of designer series paper using the same sketch. Good morning, Marilyn. We were just saying that we've got a whole pile sitting on our stamp camp on the weekend, this weekend. So this is going to go like so. And then, now at this point, it's really nice when you can, I could use this one. I could use this one. I think I'm going to go ahead and maybe use this one. What do you think? This one? Yes, I think that'll be good. And I'm going to also pop that up with my dimensionals as well. right about there. And then, of course, I believe that it still needs some gems on it. So I'm going to come in with my Genial Gems. They're in the Pale Papaya and the Soft Succulent. So I'm wondering if I should use the green. Yeah, I'm going to use the Soft Succulent. So let's go put one there. Another one right about there, and let's go put one. We always want to make sure that they're in triangles, right? So there we go. So there's my sketch. We did do a bit of a modification on it, and the reason we did was because this wasn't showing too much on this particular green side. So what happened was I put the sentiment part here, we put it off on the other side. I cut down, I cut this part down a little bit more because the sentiment wasn't quite long enough. But like I say, it's a beautiful, beautiful bundle. And you basically have to have the dies and the bundle. Like I say, Your Creativity Awaits is going to also have, this will be the August bundle that we're using for Your Creativity Awaits. So let me just bring this down and see what we've got. Thanks. There we go. There. Good stuff. Okay, so like I say, today is the last sketch that you can get in for the draw for a stamp set that I give away in the month of... Well, I give one away actually for the Mystery Challenge and the Sketch Challenge. So with this sketch number 62, make sure that you go hashtag sketch number 62. Put it in the album. It's a lot easier for me to find in the album. It's just for that reason. A few things. Don't forget, it's the last chance. If there's anything that you like in that mini, the January to July mini that is retiring, and a lot of it still is discounted, and there's still a lot of it available, you only have 2 more days in order to cash in on that. And so you really, if there is anything that you want, I strongly suggest that you get it now and before you can't get it anymore. Your Creativity Awaits. We're using a beautiful Beauty of the Earth. It's the tree one that we're using for the month of June, and you have until the 2nd Sunday to sign up for that class. And stay tuned, because let me tell you, there's some really nice stamp camps coming up. We already have one scheduled for September, and it looks like we're going to have another one for October possibly. I'm not sure exactly how that's going to all work, but we do know that there is one that's going to be for September on September the 18th actually. So anyways, have a great day. Stay cool. I know it's about 100 and some odd degrees going to be here in Kamloops, so it's a little warm. Anyways, you guys, have a great day. If you watch the replay, make sure that you mention that you've watched the replay, and we will talk to you soon. Sip and stamp tonight. Bye for now.